You're going to love this. I'll tell you that much. You are certainly going to love this because I found this absolute fascinating when I did the research for this short show reel discussing the topic of meta motivation, beyond motivation, as well as meta needs. What are the needs that are linked to your emotions? And the subject for this specific short show reel is what emotional reaction is being ignited within you? Do you know that you're being controlled? Are you even aware of it? Do you realize the power of emotions? Well, if you're not too sure, then you need to watch this entire show reel. It's going to explain how powerful emotions are. Let's get into it. Meta needs. What are meta needs? Meta needs are basically, let's say, 14 fundamentals that most human beings would require in order to eventually reach that point of self actualization. So, when you look at these meta needs, what you will notice that each one of them fundamentally links to one core thing: emotions and your emotional well being. So, I wondered, is the algorithm being programmed to understand these fundamentals? And oh my gosh, it was surprising, shocking, unbelievable. And I've literally cracked the code on how social media controls you and all of us. Are you ready? I'm sure you agree. Emotions are within all of us. And I'm sure you agree that our emotions put us on a roller coaster of highs and lows, in our daily lives. You are going to be so empowered by knowing what appears in this show reel. First of all your meta needs are easily manipulated because everyone is emotional. Your emotional psyche today through technology. Think how smart they are, how these companies are driving now for VR as an example, because audio right, audio left, vision, all the three most important fundamentals to emotionally influence you would be totally and directly in their control. And here's the scary part of that. Some recent Science News research findings clearly show us that there are negative effects through social media for different age groups. Girls and boys are affected differently at different stages. So we need to be aware of that. Bad news on social media certainly outweighs any good news. So if you look at social media, and you look at the trends within social media, I asked the question, if I look at the meta needs, what is it that fundamentally appeals to all of us? I mean, what's the hook? What's the addictive nature of it? And I discovered that it's that wholeness, that unity. And if you wondered what type of proof you need to understand how we're hooked on wholeness and unity, check this out. Facebook groups. What? I just couldn't believe how big Facebook groups are. Absolutely huge, the numbers, if you look at Facebook groups. By example, Makeup Artist Group, a public group, has approximately 4.893 million people. Cheap Meal Ideas has 4.1 million. Pray Until Something Happens is also a public group, over 4 million. WWE Monday Night Raw, 3.1 million. Those are the type of numbers. The one I laughed at and really found fascinating was Netflix recommendations, 3.1 million, and Maths Formulas, 2.9 million. So join me now on this fascinating journey as we look at different categories to understand how do the meta needs affect each one of these areas. When I looked at Minecraft, there are many things that appeals to, but the thing I chose was playfulness. And I'm sure you would agree. Billie Eilish, oh, phenomenal artist. And there on the meta needs, we chose richness, complexity, and uniqueness, individuality. So let's quickly run through each one of the categories I chose and just highlight each area that appeals to our emotions. Baby Shark, trending for sure. 10 billion views. Why? Because of the simplicity, the liveliness, and the playfulness. If you look at the meta needs, Blackpink, 1 million pre-order units, global hits. What would I say that it would appeal to as far as our emotions, liveliness, and certainly beauty? PewDiePie, net worth way over $40 million. What's the appeal? Uniqueness and playfulness. Digital currency worldwide has grown. Why? Because of the richness, note in brackets, complexity for sure, and then the autonomy. In other words, we all want to be self-sufficient, we all want financial freedom, and we're all looking for a way to make some extra money, and obviously in a quick way. So that's probably the appeal. Top vloggers, you'll see the subscriber base has grown. And what is the appeal? Playfulness and certainly uniqueness, the individuality. They shine as being special. When you analyze Instagram, yes, slightly different to the vloggers because beauty and what they call rightness of form, as well as liveliness and again uniqueness, comes into play as far as emotional attention. When we review TikTok, there's no doubt that the entertainment value is certainly an appeal. And once again, if you want to be a top TikTok performer, you need to shine that uniqueness, and some of the other meta needs would also apply. The motor industry, with all its innovations, they are smart enough to appeal to multiple areas of our emotions. For example, richness, in other words, complexity, simplicity, beauty, the beautiful lines and the styling, uniqueness and individuality. You know, we all want that customized design, customized interior. And then autonomy, self-sufficiency, the freedom of being able to just get in a vehicle and drive anywhere. Technology trends have also certainly taken into account our meta needs. And there's definitely unity again. We all want to belong to a group that has this technology. And we all want to look cool and feel cool by having the latest and the greatest. And certainly the technology sector has looked at the meta needs of you and thought how they can sell you the best possible solution. Even when we look at documentaries, the things we watch and the things we follow on YouTube, and I use Netflix as an example, it is fascinating. The top views would link back to the meta needs. Sports has changed over the years. We've got extreme sports, we've got our standard sports, we've got even adventure sports. But looking across all the sports, the most popular still is soccer, followed by cricket, basketball, hockey, and tennis. Oh my word. There you can see it. Almost every category of our meta needs is taken care of. At this point, you need to ask yourself, what emotional reaction is being ignited within you? You're gonna love the next one too.